Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of you elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, this is a list I got here. I put a list together. I just did this. A lying tongue. And I'm going to add to it any false witness. So this is based on a video I saw, a short video, 6 minutes and change. Fair use. Listen up. So I, clicked on the video. And I'll let it play. Like I said, fair use, fair use, fair use.
Fair use, fair use. Listen up. Fair use.
Sirach chapter 20 and verse 24. A lie is a foul blot in a man.
Read it again.
A lie is a foul blot in a man.
A lie is a foul blot in a man. Go ahead.
Yet it is continually in the mouth of the untaught.
If you're untaught, unlearned, you will continuously lie. You will hear lies like, what's some of the lie? I killed the elder, the ex-elder, older elder. Masha killed him. Lie. What's the other lie? Oh, when we first went to Ghana, we had sex with all the little African boys. Another lie. The next lie, I had sex with my uncles. Another lie.
Bishop, the newest one from the fat camp was you did homosexual stuff in college.
Really?
Yes, that was the last video they did.
Right.
It went from your uncle, it went to you was molested as a little boy. Now, I got proof that it was
They're going back and forth. You're talking about the ISUPK.
messing around in college. I'm like, where they getting this stuff from?
The devil.
Damn.
The next lie is I forced a group of the last school, everybody to eat pork. I forced everybody to eat pork. I'm like, what the hell? And there's a website that says I have how much say I got? $150 million.
$50 million.
Somebody took the time and did a website.
Yes,
I'm
to
like,
make a fake website, and you idiot, you black Hebrew Israelites are repeating it. And even the apologists, one of the stupid apologists said, I heard also. You didn't hear nothing. You got it from a fake black Hebrew Israelite cat.
right, here you go. Now, Chalo, let's go on back to Psalms 119.
College. I'm like, where they getting this stuff from?
The devil.
Damn.
The next lie is I forced a group of the last school, everybody to eat pork. I forced everybody to eat pork. I'm like, what the hell? And there's a website that says I have how much say I got?
Okay, I don't know how much money you got in the bank. I heard around that it was 155 million. I don't know if I said that. If I said that, I said it because I heard it from somebody. But I don't know what I don't care. I don't know if you got 4 million. I don't care. I don't know if you got 400 million. But right here, let me just play this again, because he's definitely talking about me. He's talking about.
And there's a website that says I have everybody to eat pork. I forced everybody to eat.
I'm like, where they getting this stuff from?
The devil.
Damn.
The next lie is I forced a group of the last school, everybody to eat pork. I forced everybody to eat pork. I'm like, what the hell? And there's a.
He's talking about me, and this is something that I say every once in a while, and I never said that he forced people to eat pork. He said this is what he, after that school broke up, the 12 Tribe Productions, House of David, 12 Tribe, they had their own little organization called the 12 Tribe Productions, and when it was under House of David, they were scheming and they were doing things behind Masha's back. They pretty much told King Masha to stay home. The whole split was over the fact that the rest of the 7, the 6 are, they're disrespecting the king he's the king of Israel, so we got to protect the king. And once they got the king, which is Moses, King David, over there, they said you can't come. They're like, look, you just stay home, or we don't need you in the councils and stuff. Like, they just had him. He was just like they used Marshall to bring a lot of people over, and I didn't follow them. I followed Marshall because he was the highest commander. You know, he was the highest ranking in One West. So you go with the highest guy, and they just knew I was gonna stay with Ariar because I was close with Ariar, but I was close with Marshall too. You know, so it was a ranking thing. But anyway, when they started the school about a year later, they had spies sent mainly Monday night class, which was a class that myself and Apostle Gabar, we had that camp, and there was another guy, I called him Zombie Bond, this Benjamite that looked like a Hamite. He fell off years ago. I never liked the nigga any damn way. Just too fucking quiet, you know? And he what the hell happened? Oh, the class was a 3-hour class on Mondays, so 3 of us got an hour. He never showed up to teach one class, and he was part of that crew. He never showed up to teach one class, and then when the class got full, you know, the Monday class got popular. All of a sudden, I get an hour too, and I'll be looking at him like, wait a minute, you all of a sudden you want to teach now? You ain't taught you ain't taught one class in a year, whatever, 9 months or whatever the case may be. So he had a problem with that, which we said this dude's a demon. Oh, when the split came with that group, they would get together, they would go through scriptures, and they would change things. They said, okay, the way they broke it down at One West is wrong. This is the way, and they didn't consult myself and other brothers of higher rank. So they just had their own agenda, you know. So most of the time I was fighting. I said, no, where you get that from? Oh, they didn't know nothing about the calendar, and Bishop Nate still doesn't know anything about the calendar, because they said, oh, we need to put a calendar together. So everybody kind of pointed at me. I never did a calendar before, but the ball was in my court. So I said, okay, yeah, I'm gonna put the calendar together. Then I found out when I put the calendar together that Ariel was going off on certain things on that calendar, mainly the Passover, which we call Passover week. He said that there was 3 Sabbaths back to back, which there wasn't. You got the first day of the Passover, which is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is that evening on the 14th, and then you got the last day. So I call it the Passover week. So there's only two Sabbath days: the first day, the last day, and then you have a Sabbath, a regular Sabbath behind that. Like the Day of Atonement. The Day of Atonement is a Sabbath. You don't work, and then you don't eat. And then a couple days later, you have another Sabbath. So sometimes you'll have Sabbath. A Sabbath, the Passover is considered, the first day is considered a Sabbath, right? Day of Atonement, that day is considered a Sabbath, which is that you don't work on that day. Day of Atonement, you don't eat nothing on that day. You afflict your souls, and you don't have any sex on that day, on the Sabbath, because you got to make yourself holy. It said, come not at thy wives unto 3 days, you can come to the mount. All right? So he said, come not at thy wives. Why? To make yourself holy. Because when you have sex with a woman, you are unclean. Holy means to be, like in Latin, the word santa, or santa goes back to sanitary. You know, you got sanitary napkins. You got sanitation. Sanitation cleans up the road. They make so the word Santa, saint means a holy person, a clean person. That's all it means. Anyway, forgive me for kind of going into another direction. But anyway, so when that class got popular, the class that myself and Apostle Gabar was doing. And mostly I wasn't even teaching my hour. A lot of times Apostle Gabar would teach for 3 hours, or I would get in the last hour and we would just teach together. We would work together because there was people calling about the truth because they saw us on cable TV or whatever. So I'll be back there speaking to somebody. I remember speaking to this woman from England that was interested. I don't know how she found out about us. And we spoke for a good while, and I was explaining stuff to her. And then if the Bishop Nate and others would come, we'd kind of go to the back and we'd argue over scriptures, which there's nothing wrong with that, which these guys are not doing, So there came a point where the Apostle Gabar slipped and said, "Oh, he's reading Acts 10." And he said, he thought out loud. He said, "Cornelius got to be an Israelite." So some nigga heard it and ran to them. Oh, and when the class got big, standing room only, there was actually people standing up to watch that class because we were going in the scriptures, showing tapes on the Illuminati, Jordan Maxwell, and Anthony J. Hill, and then we would go filter it through the scriptures. So that was a place to be. So even Bishop Nate used to show up. He'd be sitting in the audience, and Rahab, he would show up. He'd be sitting in the audience, and we would look at him, and they would just nod their heads like, "Yeah, this is good teaching, good teaching, right?" But they had a spy up in there. We call him the California Raisin. He would get on the phone and call him and say, "Yeah, they're at the class," and so he was a little demon for them, which that nigga's probably dead. So the Cornelius thing came out where, Gabar had slipped and said, how you what is it? You think out loud. He said, this sounds like he got to be an Israelite. So there's a big whole thing. But like I said, a year before that, it was High Priest Ariah that had High Priest Shaw call me on my Monday night class to ask. High Priest Ariah said, "Call Tahar and see what he thinks about Cornelius. I believe Cornelius might be an Israelite." So when I heard it, I was in the middle of my class. I said, "Look, Joe, I'm in the middle of the class. I'll talk to you later." I hung up on it, right? And he went back to, High Priest Ariah, and they kind of went into the back burner, so to speak. But then after the split, it came up again. So that was a spiritual thing. So we had to tackle it. There were certain guys that saw it. Yeah, no, that makes all the sense in the world. But when they were brought to counsel about it, "Oh, no, I never said that." One guy said, "I never said that." I said, and I called the guy a fucking liar, And the dude got mad. He said, "I don't like no man calling me a liar." I said, "Motherfucker, if you're a liar, what am I going to call you? A bearer of truth? You're a fucking liar, So I said, "Last week you said that the Cornelius is a Jake. Close the book, close the book, close the book." And then he told Bishop Nate couldn't see it. And Bishop Nate said, "I don't see it." And then Amafia said, "Well, if you go on the fast, you'll see it." Anyway, so we had a series of councils in which these guys would say, "Oh, we have an emergency council" when we're getting ready to go out and speak. So we would not go out and speak to go to the council. Next Saturday, "Oh, we having another So I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "When are we going to go out and speak?" These guys are, hey, the scripture said, let no one take your crown. So part of the ministry is to go out on the highways and the byways. So we had a council with the Cornelius thing, and we even said, "Oh, we won't teach it." We never said we don't believe it. We said we won't teach it no more because we knew it was going to come back up anyway, It would be a splinter in everybody's mind. So eventually they just got mad. "Look, man, you guys, this, that, and the third, and you guys are out of here." And then they said we were suspended. You got to go to the morning Sabbath, which is 6 a.m. I said, "No problem. I'll come to the morning Sabbath." And they got mad because they use that when they punish people. This is how they punish you. You got to go to the Sabbath class in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't to get you righteous. It's to punish you. It's here. It is a Saturday. You got to get up. You working all week or whatever the case may be, and you got to get up 5 a.m. to go to Saturday. I said, "No, I ain't got no problem with that." So they said, "Damn, So they said, "You guys are out to school. This, that, and the third." And what happened was the next day, we had a Sundays. I don't go up on Connecticut on Sundays, but I went up there on a Sunday and I called for a Day of Atonement type fast, just in case we're going off. These guys rolled up to the school hoping that I wasn't there, and I was there. And Yasha came, and basically they said, "We're gonna let you back in the school. We're gonna have a meeting. We're gonna straighten this thing out." I said, I'm not gonna straighten. You know, what does the scripture say? After this, what is it? The first and second admonition reject. It also says, "Cast not thy pearls before swine." So we broke it down to you. You couldn't see it. I can move on now. So he said, "We're going to set up a meeting and we're going to have another council and you can explain yourself." And then when they were leaving, I said, "Yeah, I got no problem with that." And I told him, I said, "Look," I said, "don't call us, we'll call you." And he got the message. He's mad to me even to this day. The last time he seen me, which was a couple of years ago, he didn't want to talk to me. And I was, "Hey, what's up, brother?" He looking at me, trying to smile, and then he couldn't even order the food from the restaurant. We met in the restaurant. He looking, then he just, "Nah, I'm good." Then he left, But I said, "Hey, shalom, brother." Hey, certain people that we run into that got kicked out or fell off, especially in Connecticut. We used to always run into brothers that fell off and got kicked out. Hey, shalom. Some of them brothers are related to each other. Actually related. So, if there's a family reunion and you go there, you're going to meet them guys that were former, Hey, like Tazadakia, the bishop, he's related to your high priest Yeshaya. Because your high priest Yeshaya is from Connecticut. He's related to him, man. So, anyway. So this is, so that was in 97. Because we had the Passover, 97 Passover, then that's when we got kicked out and so forth. Now it was, I think it was 2002, if I'm not mistaken, that Bishop Nate had called me out the blue because we had them flip phone, them bullshit ass phones. And he phoned. I said, "What the fuck is this?" Couldn't recognize the number. "Hey, shalom, brother." I said, "Oh shit, what the fuck? How the fuck you gave me?" "Oh, brother gave me your number, man." And then he was telling me, the House of David thing broke up, and 12 Tribe Production broke up, and this, that, and the third. And so he's telling me what goes on. He's telling me why it broke up. And one of the things that he said was, he said he knew that King Mashal wasn't king because he had a dream that King Mashal told him to put some pork juice and some rice. So when he woke up, he said, "That's not the king. That's not the king." So, and I told Mo they're gonna kick you out too because we were meeting up with Mo any damn way, which they didn't like. And get my thoughts together. So they were going, they had their little own thing, they were doing their thing. Then they started teaching, we don't got to go out on the highways and the byways. Because I was getting it from a brother, Simeonite brother, that was going to their classes. Because at that time, we were speaking on in front of the State Building in Harlem. And the brother used to come, he said, "You guys got to get back. You got to reconcile." I said, "No, we ain't getting back with them niggas," type thing. "Nah, man, them brothers, y'all got to get back together, man. Let me get your number." He had my number. So he had to be the one to give Bishop Nate the number. And but then later, down the line, I ran into him. He was working at either AT&T or T-Mobile or whatever. I had T-Mobile at that time. And I said, "Hey, what's up, Shalom? You still got the same number?" "Yeah." "No, I'm going to call you. We're going to talk." And then he's telling me that, "You were right, Tar. Them guys were wicked as hell. I had to leave that school. They were doing this and they were doing that and blah, blah, blah." But before that, 2002, if I'm not mistaken, could have been 2001. I'm not sure, but Nate called me out the blue, and he told me about the dream. Then he said, yeah, you know how the school broke up because we was telling them, we don't got to go out and speak no more. And then the thing was, we don't got to keep the laws. See, we're under grace. We don't got to keep the laws, but you got to prove that you're not keeping the laws by eating pork. So let's listen to this again. This is a spoken affidavit of truth. I'm gonna actually write an affidavit of truth.
The last school, everybody to eat pork. I forced everybody to eat pork. I'm like, what the hell?
He's talking about me, and he never told, and I never said that he told me that he forced. He said, we're not to keep the laws, and to prove that you're not keeping the laws, you have to eat pork in front of us. That's what he told me. Okay, that's what he told me. So he's bearing false witness right now by saying a guy's lying, saying that's. But you know what? His congregation is going, whatever he says, his congregation is going to listen. Listen to him. That's what he said. That's what he told me over the phone. Now, well, where's the proof? I don't have any proof. Yeah, all I have is my words. I didn't say, well, let me pull up a tape recorder and tape this just in case 2025 you come with this shit. I got the tape right here. I don't think like that, but they do that. One of the brothers, Labakar's brother, he said, record everything. You don't know, it may come back to bite you in the ass. So these motherfuckers are like the movie, Battlefield Earth. If you never saw that movie, you can probably watch it free on YouTube. That's what these Cyclops were doing with each other. They would talk, they would go to a bar, and they would talk, and the guy would be recording shit to get him to talk bad about a higher ranking officer. Then he would say, I got you, man. You said this about this guy. Yeah, but I didn't know you was recording me. But that's what these guys are doing. I would never go to that school, be a part of that demonic school, man. Let's listen to this again.
The devil. Damn. The next lie is I forced the last school, everybody to eat pork. I forced everybody to eat pork. I'm like, what the hell? And
I never said that. You said that in order for you to prove that you're not going to keep the law, because we're not to keep the law. And you know, it's ironic. Now you got to keep the laws, which they don't keep the laws. It's like the wicked scribes and Pharisees, Matthew 23.
A website that says I have 100. How much say I got? 150 million. Somebody took the time and did a
fake website, and you idiot, you black Hebrew Israelites are repeating it. Hey, even the apologists. One of the stupid apologists said, I heard also. You didn't hear nothing. You got it from a fake black Hebrew Israelite cat.
Right. Here you go. Now, Jalo, let's go on back to Psalms 119.
So now he's gonna
$150 million. Somebody took the time and did a website.
Yes, to make a fake website, and you idiot, you black Hebrew Israelites are repeating it. Hey, even the apologists. One of the stupid apologists said, I heard also. You didn't hear nothing. You got it from a fake black Hebrew Israelite cat.
Right. Here you go. Now, Jalo, let's go on back to Psalms 119. And we read what verse? Yes.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 69. The proud have forged a lie against me.
So when you get in this truth, you're gonna like what Cat Williams said, if you ain't got no enemies, you better go out and find some. When you're doing the right thing, people will lie on you. They will slander you. It's not if, it's when. Go ahead, read again.
The proud have forged a lie against me, but I will keep.
So he's saying one of the lies that were forged against him is the fact that I said, he didn't mention my name. You could have mentioned my name. That I said that he told me over the phone that they'd stop going out teaching. We don't got to go out on the highways and the byways no more. And you don't got to keep the laws no more. We were wrong on that. So you got to break the laws because we're under grace. But you got to prove that you're just like Antiochus Epiphanes, right? He didn't say you got to eat pork, and he got to prove you got to eat pork. We got to see you eating pork. You know, that's why I call him. I got a new name for him, the black. That's the black Antiochus Epiphanes. Scripture said, "Meddle not with him that are given to change." He's changing again. I never said that he told me that he forced people. He said no. He said you can't keep the laws no more. We're under grace, and to prove it, you got to eat pork. He said he never opened up somebody's throat and threw pork down in there. Then he told me that there was 14 brothers, men. The women, that he didn't mention nothing about women. I assume there was women in there too. 14 men that were pretty, I guess, kind of close to him, kind of diligent. They never came back. After that, after he made that statement, then he told me, he said, that's when I knew that I went off. And then, another thing was, they still teach that today, if you have a woman, you got a happy marriage or whatever the case may be, and she's not a believer, you got to cut her off. And he told me all those guys went home that night and said, packed it, where you going, baby? I'm out of here. You ain't in the truth. I'm out of here. And they just fucking left. You know? They just left overnight. Everything, they kissed her, baby, I'll see you later on, come back, packing shit in a suitcase, right? And he said, well, me and my wife, I didn't have to leave my wife because my wife was the only woman that was in the truth. So this was complete madness, which that's in contrary to 1 Corinthians chapter 7. If you have an unbelieving wife, or wives if you have an unbelieving husband. So this is what he told me over the phone. Now I can't prove it. We're talking about 2001, 2002. Somebody called me out the blue. I didn't say, oh, it's Nate. Oh, let me go get my tape recorder and put it to the phone just in case 2025 he says that he never said that. Here, I got the proof. That ain't gonna happen. I don't think like that, man. I don't think like that. That's why the scriptures tell you about friends, you know? That's a whole topic on friends. You know, you can't just have a whole lot of friends. You have a very few friends that you can trust, and that's a whole, like I said, that's a whole nother topic right there.
Thy precepts with my whole heart.
Go ahead.
Their heart is as fat as grease.
And that's that kung fu laugh. Old kung fu movies. You can't beat me, Chang. Ha 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 ha. That's a fake laugh. You can call us fake black Hebrew Israelite. Yeah, that's a fake laugh. He hits them scriptures, and them scriptures apply to him. See, all this, you figured, hey, just like Michael Corleone in the Godfather series, he said, just when I thought I was going to get out, they pulled me back in. You know why they pulled you back in, Michael? Because your roots goes back to your father. You were killing people. You were doing all kind of shit. Now you're trying to be this, rubbing elbows with senators and presidents and shit like you were honest people. So when you play that fucking honest shit, all that past shit come back at you, man.
To this day. You fat, greasy no. To this the Bible says.
He's talking about they have a deep hatred for the ISUPK. So he calls them the fat camp.
The Bible says their heart is fat as grease. I didn't make it up. That's what God says. Go ahead.
Their heart is as fat as grease, but in thy law.
Wow.
They don't delight in the law. You delight in the laws that fit you. You cherry pick laws. You cherry pick laws. Part of the law is knowing the name of the Father. When you do the Shema, you got to call on the name of Yahweh. Yahweh.
Wait, go back. Put that back. Let me see that.
$4 million now.
Wow. Wait, put it on the screen. My net worth is $4 million. You know my wife still work. My son got a job. I'm like, I must be the stupidest man in the earth for them to all got to be working.
It makes absolutely no sense, Bishop.
I win. Lord, hey, if somebody else is watching this, please bless me. Bless me. I could do a lot with $4 million. We have schools everywhere. Go ahead.
You have schools everywhere, but they're not performing. They're not, you know, them schools that y'all set up out of the country, ain't nothing happening out there, man. You got them 2-minute videos like Nigeria or Hey, I did the video last night. The Bronx camp, if you go back 10, 12, 13 years ago, all them faces, man, even Brooklyn. The Brooklyn camp, you had a whole bunch of guys in the Brooklyn camp by the train station. And them faces are gone. You only see a handful of faces, man. So, you know, your school, IUIC is a revolving camp. The Santo Domingo ain't nothing happening. Puerto Rico ain't nothing happening. So that's all wasted time. You know, went down, found a couple of guys. I'm diligent. They learn the scriptures. They do a couple of videos. They on fire for about a month. Then they doing videos. They doing shorts. They're doing 2-minute videos every 2 months or whatever the case may be. So, you know, you spread yourself too thin. And like I said this in previous videos. The focus is here in America. The dry bones in the valley is not the whole planet Earth. The valley is Babylon the Great. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua told Ezekiel to prophesy to these bones. He didn't say prophesy to the bones in Solomon Island or Papua New Guinea or Nigeria. He said prophesy to these dry bones in the valley. By the way, this was dry land. This is considered a river, right? It was dry land, but it's a valley too. You got mountains. The low land in between the mountains, that's a valley. So this would be like a valley. Let me do this. Bear with me for a minute. Let me do this. Ezekiel 37. Ezekiel 37. This is one of my favorite breakdowns, prophetic book. So right here, right? Let's open this up. It's supposed to be Ezekiel. Lord told him to talk to these dry bones. The place is America. The valley is America. King David said, he said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. The valley of the shadow of death is America, right? In the morning I shall say, Deuteronomy 28. You can start from the 64th verse on down. And so we're going to be scattered. In the morning thou shalt say, would to the Most High was evening. In the evening thou shalt say, would to the Most High was morning. That's talking about the curses, right? Yea, though I walk through the valley, the low land, which is the same valley in Ezekiel. He said, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Let's open this up. Then you got a fucking naked ass cracker, a fucking demon. This represents Israel, and it even tells you that I believe it's in 10th or 12th verse. These bones are the whole house of Israel. So obvious, Ezekiel chapter 37 is a future prophecy which is taking place, which is coming to pass right now. There was an old song called Them Bones. My knee bone connected to my this bone connected to my. Here we go again. And that's white supremacy. They're saying, oh, Ezekiel got to be a so-called white man. And you see that? That represents, spiritually, that represents the Israelites in America. The focus is on America. That's why nothing pans out with them other, when you go out to the different countries. Ain't nothing panned out, man. Ain't nothing panned out. It said, you shall not, Matthew 10, you should not go through over all the cities until I become. In other words, we got to reach every Israelite. If we don't reach every single Israelite all around the world, we failed. It's humanly impossible to reach every Israelite. But the way you reach them is through the web. The gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world through what? Through the web, the unicorn. And then the end shall come. So that was not possible before YouTube and the web. So now, let me come on back to this. So the part where he said, "There's some guy that's saying that I forced these people." You didn't tell me that you forced them, but you said you can't. You're going off if you keep the law. To prove that you're not keeping the law, you got to eat pork in front of us. That's what you said.
Monopoly money. The hell is this? Y'all at where we at?
Verse 71 now.
Go ahead. That's the same thing with the camps. That slander and have no evidence on nothing. Nothing. But they and stupid people entertain it. These videos with this sister getting millions of views, and she has provided no evidence or nothing. Black people just love drama.
As he's talking about Gina Blue.
If one of these days you got a letter from us, I bet you gonna stop that foolishness. I guess that's what we gotta start doing. They're gonna say we in Christ, right? If we start suing dudes for defamation for some of the lying stuff that he's saying, they're gonna say, see, IUIC is
right,
wicked and they ain't right. You know, where in the Bible it says sue. You know what I mean? Hey, I bet.
Oh, well, now here's a cut right here. Now, this shows you that they're not brothers. They're not brothers at all. We're black Hebrew Israelites. We're fake Hebrew Israelites. We're not even Israelites. And they teach that we're all going to burn in hell. ISUPK going to burn in hell. GMS going to burn. Sakari going to burn in hell. Hey, the head of Sakari praised IUIC. And they turned around and said, you going to hell. They didn't say you per se. They just said it in general. If you're not a part of the IUIC and you're an Israelite, even if you know you're Israelite, you're going to burn in hell forever. And they just came out with that a couple of years ago. They didn't teach that years ago. That's a Roman Catholic doctrine. Oh, damn, where was I going to go? Oh. It says, we're going to send you a cease and... This is what Polite did. When people getting on Polite about what he did, well, Polite, he ripped me off. He said, I'm a lawyer up. That's what the small hats are doing. The small hats get these secular J's that have no beards, that have no fringes, no zeetzes. They don't go to the synagogue. They're secular J's that set up organizations to protect that lie that they live in. But it's catching up to them, you know? Let me see. Where am I going to go? 1 Corinthians 6. It says, dare any of you having a matter against another, you an Israelite against another Israelite, go to law before the unjust. The unjust is Esau, right? His court systems, and not before the saints. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? So that's what that means. Now, in the case, if they brought me to court about the pork thing, if they say you got evidence, I said this happened. We're talking about 25 years ago. I said, of course I don't have no evidence. I'm just telling you the truth. If I witness something and I say it, I don't have a camera, but I said I would. This is what when you have a trial, you have witnesses. It doesn't mean, well, where's the pictures? No, you just tell us. If enough people point to you and say, if 25 people said that you set this house on fire. They might have all got together just to, frame your ass. So you got to come out with, different evidence. But if enough people say that you did something, the jury will tend to believe it. Okay? So like I said, I don't have no proof, but you told me that. In the name, and I'm going to say it in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you called me on the phone and you told me that. All right? But now you're saying, see, this one guy said, I forced everybody to eat pork. And you lied about that. Because you never said you forced them. You said that you have to eat pork to prove that you're not keeping the laws. So anyway, let's go into some precepts. Hey, something getting ready to happen to these guys, The scriptures say, wise in their own conceit. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and look that up. Wise in their own conceit. I'm going to go into the word conceit. 11. Lest ye be wise in your own conceits. Your own conceits.
Strong's G 1438. How to. Himself, itself, themselves.
In other words, least ye be wise of yourself. I say that's what it means, and that's what it means because I said it. That's what that means. Let me give you some precepts. Job 36 and 4. I'm going to try to move quick on this. For truly my words shall not be false. He that is perfect in knowledge is with thee. So the statement that I said is not a false statement. Proverbs 6 and 16, and I'm gonna read down. I'm not just gonna go to 16 verse. Got a couple of precepts also in the Apocrypha, from the Apocrypha. These things doeth Yahweh hate, yea, 7 is abomination unto him, a proud look and a lying tongue. Now this guy went down to, I believe, Jamaica. This was years ago, and he mentioned my government name and said this guy goes around raping little girls. And there's no proof of that. So he'll go to another country to lie on somebody. Complete wickedness, man. Oh, he lied about, he taught many years ago that there's no time of Jacob's trouble. And the time of Jacob's trouble is written in the actual phrase is written in the scriptures. He's telling the guy from the islands. And then we got on him about that. Because even the dude said, what you mean? It says it in the scripture. And then we got on him about that there is time of Jacob's trouble. Then all of a sudden, some years later, he said, if you listen to me closely, old moron, I didn't. No, you did not. No, you did not. You said, and the video's still out there, right? If somebody want to bring it up. They can put the video up or they can send it to my page. He said, if you listen to me closely, oh morons, I did say that. Well, he said this about the chip. He changed the thing about the chip. Meddle not with them that are given the change. The mark Anytime we said charagma, he got on us about it. That don't mean charagma. It means embargo. It means the sin in all of its forms, whether political or religious. Then he reads this Christian publication where it says the mark means charagma because the Christian said it in the book and wrote it in the book. Oh, yeah, that means charagma, you know? So this man has no foundation, man. And hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and running to mischief, a false witness, and that's what he is, a false witness. He's a false witness unto me. He's a guy talking about I forced him to eat pork. That's what you told me. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. Now, another thing he recently said, as of maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, if you go to Saturday night class, he said it a couple of times. He said those, he didn't mention our names, but he was talking about us. He said those apostles, he said them guys wife swap. It said, my son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thine heart. That's talking about the phylacteries, and that's written in the law. I believe it's either Deuteronomy 4 or Deuteronomy 6. And that's an actual thing that they did because Yahweh Shai in Matthew 23 got on them about them phylacteries. So the Lord saw them with the phylacteries on. So they said, well, no, that's a spiritual thing. Well, where does it say is a spiritual thing or a physical thing? Because if that's the case, then the fringes are a spiritual thing too, right? And tie them about thy neck, not in between thy eyes and all that. It says, when thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepeth, it shall keep thee. And when thou awaketh, it shall talk with thee. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof and instruction are the way of life, to keep thee from the evil woman. Now, by the way, the evil woman is talking about another philosophy. Christianity, Islam. From the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. The flattery of the tongue from a strange woman, like the Dr. York. He was very. I spoke to him face to face. We had an argument. I went right to his on Myrtle Ave, his temple, man. And I was close enough to him where I can touch him. And it was myself. It was Lahab. It was Shah. It was Ariala. I think it was Barack. It was a couple of us. And I was the main one that, it was a whole bunch of them too. They could have killed us. But we were cursing the guy out, man. But it says to keep thee from the evil woman. So this guy, Dr. York, he got a lot of people that followed him, a lot of jakes, because these jakes, all these false leaders are stumbling blocks. The Black conscious community, the Moors, Christianity. Polite had this thing, the New Covenant thing, and he had people, and then every time a person dealt with that guy, they all regretted it and said, this guy ripped me off. I gave him $2,000 and he never called me back, and I would try to call him. The phone, he would pick up the phone and put the phone back down, or his wife would talk to me and they would send me on the runaround. And then this guy said, I'm going to start lawyering up on you guys. Well, they're coming out because the truth is coming out on you. And ultimately, what happened? You're locked up for 7 years for doing something that you accused us of doing. It said, from the flattery of the tongue and of a strange woman. The strange woman is talking about the philosophy. Lust not after her beauty. Right, now what does it mean by lust not after her beauty? When you see certain mega churches, they all got the suits, the stadium is beautiful. So this got to be the truth. Look at how beautiful this is. You know, everybody's neat and clean and they're wearing suits. Hey, this, you know, the Nation of Islam and NOI, they got them big auditoriums and they all wearing suits and ties and they're all clean shaven and so forth. So this got to be the truth. Remember, the Most High said he don't look at man the way I'm merely paraphrasing. He looks inside the heart. James 2 speaks about the poor. The truth came to the poor, right? It says, neither let her take thee with thy eyelids, for by means of a whorish woman, or like this Joy Taylor, she ain't nothing but a big prostitute. And she got caught out there by this Arab woman. Now, what she can do is she can go into the porn industry and everybody gonna line up to watch her pornos. She'll be a multi-billionaire, a multi-millionaire in the porn industry because she got a name now. So, hey, all they got to do is make a couple of things. Let's get that video, this, that, and the third. Because she's a pro any goddamn way. And it's coming. Too many people are saying what's this guy, Jason Woodlock? He calls her the woman with the two cans. You know? Yeah, she was popping one of the top executives. He's popping another brother, and she had no experience in sports. You know, you see her, she wearing tight leather skirts and the legs showing and her boobies showing and all that. You know? And she was just laying down with everybody. And like I said, she was not qualified to be a sportscaster. But what they do, ESPN, Fox Sports 1 or whatever, what they'll do is they'll get, attractive women because the sports might not get all the men. But if you got women telling sports, you can look at them. Oh, yeah, look at that, this, that, and the third, right? It says, back in the day, they used to say, show your cheesecake. The cheesecake is like your knees. But now you got chocolate cheesecake. They want to see chocolate cheesecake. If you know what I mean. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious soul. See, this is twofold. It's talking about adultery, but it's talking about the philosophies. That's why it referred to the elect 144 as being virgins, meaning spirit. They didn't get caught up into these religions. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going along like I normally do. Right, Revelation 14 I mentioned. I'm not going to read it. Isaiah 6, it tells you how the Isaiah couldn't look and he was bowed down because he had sin in him, right? He was before the presence of Yahushua and the angels. One of the angels took out a coal. When you use a water purifier, the active ingredient is coal or charcoal that takes out the impurities of the water. So they took a coal, the angel took a coal, put it on his tongue, and he was righteous. So he made him righteous. He purified him, right? Exodus 20, and mainly verse 16. Let's go to Exodus 20, verse 16. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. And that's what he's doing about us. Leviticus 6 verse 3. Let's see what that says. Or having found, you really got to read a couple of verses. You really got to start from the first verse. Guilt offering, right? If a soul sin, committed trespass against Yahweh and lie unto his neighbor, or have found that which was lost and lieth concerning it, and swear falsely, and any of all these that a man doeth, sinning therein, then it shall be, because he hath sinned and is guilty, that he shall restore that which he took violently away. Leviticus 19 and 12. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am Yahweh. Ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of Yahweh, of the Most High. I am Yahweh. Part of that is you got to call him a name. You can't call him by another name. You praying to Christ, that's not the Lord's name. And also, the scriptures say about using the name of the Lord in vain. Like if you stub your toe and you say Jesus, or if you stub your toe and you say the Most High's name, that's saying his name in vain. You're loose with the name. Okay, so now let's go to Deuteronomy 19 and 19. Then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. Like if you bear false witness, you said a guy committed adultery with this woman, and it comes to be a lie, then that guy has to be he got to suffer the sin that he accused you of, right? So shalt thou put the evil away from among you. And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among them. Like if you know to stop your women from sleeping around, the penalty of adultery. If they put that in effect, your woman wouldn't be doing what they did. Especially the black woman. She's a fucking hoe. Amos 7 and 17. And that eye shall not pity him, but life shall go for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. You really got to, okay, if a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong. So he's saying, I testified falsely. I said that I went around saying that, he said told people to eat pork. Well, that's what you told me. That's what you told me. It said, then both, which makes you a evil person, a wicked person. You know that you said that. You know that you told me. You know that you had the phone call with me. You know what you said, and you're saying you never said that. Not so many words. How can Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai be the Spirit be in him? How can the Comforter be in him? It says, then both the man between whom the controversy is shall stand before Yahweh, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days, and the judges shall make diligent inquisition, a direct examination, cross-examination. This whole court system is based upon the scriptures anyway. Behold, if the witness be a false witness and have testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. Oh, the guy committed adultery. Okay, if he committed adultery, you got to put to death. Come to find out, he didn't do that. You lied. You had no reason to say that. You had no evidence on that. So guess what? You can be put to death. First Kings 22 and 2. 22 and 22, excuse me. 1 Kings 22 and 22. And Yahweh said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. Now you really got to get the context of it. This is Ahab, right? And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab? Because the Most High wanted Ahab to be put to death. So he had the prophets. I got to go up above that. Micaiah predicts defeat. Right, this is a prophet that told the king that I mean, I want to read the whole story, but the Lord was saying, how can we persuade this man to go up so I can get him killed? So one of the angels, if you read the story, said, and there came forth a spirit. Right. So they had a council in heaven. They had the angels on the right hand side, angels on the left hand side, and there came forth a spirit and stood before Yahweh and said, I will persuade him. How are you going to persuade him? He said, I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of their prophets. So he listened, he consulted the prophets, and the prophets said, you're going to win. But Micaiah said, no, you're going to die. You know, the sheep are going to be scattered, not so many words. So you can read the whole story if you want. So can the Most High put a lying spirit in a prophet? Absolutely. Job 13:4, ye are forgers of lies, you are physicians of no value. Because we're all physicians, because we're healing people by telling them who they are. Psalm 7:14, let's see what that says. Almost done. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and have conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. So he's going to put my name. He doesn't mention my name, but that definitely was talking about me, about the pork thing. You said that to me. You're saying that you never said that, and I just made the shit up. Either you see now, you forgot, or you just being a demon. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he had made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. I will praise Yahweh according to his righteousness, and will sing praises to the name of Yahweh. So wait a minute, who's the name of Yahweh? It's not Christ. It's Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Oh, another thing that he's saying that we heard it a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. He said, we never dealt with, the prophets never dealt with Yahweh. The prophets only dealt with the Yahweh Shai, you know. Well, who was talking to Abraham when Isaac was getting ready to be sacrificed? Unless you change that. Unless you're saying, well, Isaac did not come back as Yahweh Shai. So you might have changed it again. Yeah, I don't know. Do you still believe in reincarnation? I mean, you teach that there's a hell. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies. For false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelties. Psalm 31:18, let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. We take ourselves to be the righteous. So we're protected, man. Oh, you're going to like this one. You're going to like this one. What was that? Psalms 33. Had to throw this one in here. A horse is a vain thing for safety. Neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. Now you rode in on that horse, and that gathering that you rode in on was a holy gathering. No, that was just a hotel. Yes, but there were so-called holy people in there. So that Passover, that was like a temporary temple, right? You rode a damn unclean animal up in there, man. Let me deal with the word horse. Let me read that again. Psalm 33:17. And horse is a vain thing for safety. Neither shall, with two Edomite women and brought the Edomites in the holy place. Neither shall he deliver any by his great strength, by the horse's great strength. A horse is a vain thing for safety. So let me click on the word horse. And the word is sawas. Bear with me for a minute. Oh, they said when Gad got over here, they didn't know nothing about a horse. First of all, the Israelites were riding horses all the goddamn time in the Middle East. The hell are you talking about? Come back again. Right, another one, fam. Psalms 20, verse 7. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of Yahweh. Okay, you can ride on the Passover on a horse, which you weren't even keeping it according to the law. You were keeping it on the full moon. I mean, you were keeping it on the new moon, which you say that's, the full moon is the new moon. The full moon is not the new moon. It says, some trust in chariots and some in horses. But we will remember, okay, you go ahead and trust in your chariots and your horses, but we're going to remember and call on the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Psalms 32:9. Be ye not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in it with bit, or with a bit and bridle, with bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. A horse, I read that again. A horse is a vain thing for safety. Neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. Psalms 147:10. He delighteth not in the strength of the horse. He taketh not pleasure in the legs of a man. That ain't talking about, Momo. It ain't talking about hotel. In other words, he don't trust in the power of the horse or the power of man. Oh, this is a good one. The land is full of horses. The land is full of horses. The modern day horse is the car. The train, the car. Neither is there any end of their chariots. Let me see what this says. Isaiah 30:16. But ye said, no, for we will flee upon horses. You're going to have certain Israelite groups that's got to flee out of here. No, we're going to wait for the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to deliver us. Therefore shall ye flee, and we will ride upon the swift. Therefore shall they that pursue you be swift. See, we're sitting in the power of Esau. So you can't go head to head with Esau. He's in the power. See, the Spirit's with him right now. Romans 13. Right. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because there are many. This is talking about Babylon the Great. And in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, neither seek Yahweh. So anyway, Psalm 52:3. Got a few more precepts and we out here. I know I'm going long. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness or the truth. Thou lovest, fourth verse, thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. You said, you didn't mention my name, you were slick about it. You didn't mention my name. You said there was a guy saying that I forced, the last school I fought. This is what you told me. You didn't say that you forced. You said you can't keep the laws and got to prove that you're not keeping the laws. That's what you told me. All right? If I put it on paper, it would be called an affidavit of truth. An affidavit of truth. Let's look that up. What is an affidavit of truth? Like if you're keeping up with Ellie Carter, she shows every once in a while the affidavit of truth. An affidavit of truth is a legal document where an individual formally declares certain facts to be true under oath. Now, we don't keep oath. We declare, you know. If you say you keep an oath, you're swearing against the Most High, which that show you that this Most High could destroy this place just on the fact that they're making people take oaths. But they're swearing presidents on the Bible. Essentially stating their personal knowledge and beliefs on a matter, often used to provide evidence in a legal case, and sign in front of a notary to verify. That's a verified signature. When you sign a document, you get a notary. When I was in the courts, I used to go at this one notary, was a Jake woman, an older Jake woman. She was up in age at that time. She advanced up in age or maybe dead. And she never charged me. How you doing, Mrs. Robinson? Yeah, what you need? Nothing down. And she would sign my document, and I would be about my business, because you really got to go. If you go to a notary, they're gonna charge. They might, back then it was $2, $3. It could be more. But she never charged me. She said, "Oh no, I'm not charging you nothing." If you go to like a court building or the government office, they'll have notaries in there, and really they're not supposed to charge you. They're supposed to do, yeah, no problem. It said it is essentially a sworn statement of truth about specific details relevant to a situation. So now let me do this. Affidavit of truth. Affidavit of truth. Ellie Carter. Look, came up, Ellie Carter. To tell you the truth, that's kind of why I do it. I mean, it's not like avoiding the topic of the fire will bring my mother back, right? Because her mother gave her up, she was in the foster care. You gotta, hey, if she goes into Denzel said, "I left early," then she said, "No, you didn't. You was there. You had a mole on your leg," all this other stuff, That's why I didn't even see that movie, the new movie that Denzel, I don't watch Denzel movies no more. And she was explaining how people want to meet these stars, and they're all, "Oh, I got to meet him. You're so great," and not realizing the wickedness that they do behind closed doors. Then she even goes into the tunnels of L.A. Now, the whole story about the tunnels of L.A. was during the time of Prohibition. So we're talking about, I don't know, the 20s, the speakeasies. How to file an affidavit of truth. Title, this is either your name, affidavit of, or the specific case information, statement of identity. Like if we did an affidavit of truth concerning that we're Israelites, a statement of identity. I am a Hebrew Israelite. I claim to be a Hebrew Israelite, an Israelite. The next paragraph tells the court about yourself. Statement of truth, statement of facts. That's where your evidence. Truth is you telling the truth with or without evidence. Statement of facts is you have evidence. Closing statement of truth, signed and notarized. You need a notary. Notary public. All right. So now let's come back over here. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me see something. Okay, let me copy this. Bear with me for a minute. Let me go to news. Right, that's Ellie Carter, and she was raised up in this, man. Ellie Carter might be missing, but some believe it's a hoax because they really want to take her out because she Okay. Okay, here's Denzel, right? He's playing this emperor, Roman emperor. There's I believe it was 217 BCE. I'm sorry, CE, Common Era, or AD, Anno Domini. Denzel Washington allegedly stormed out of Diddy party yelling, "You don't respect anyone." Okay, this is new. But she says that he was there, and that even if he left early before 1, he knew it was going down because he told, what's this guy's name? He was in Big Mama's house. He played the guy, not the main character, which is Martin Lawrence, but the other guy, Greg T. whatever. But it said that Denzel said, "No, you don't want to stay here, brother. You want to go. You don't want to be here after 1 o'clock or whatever." One of Diddy's alleged victims, a woman named Allie Carter, claims she was a minor when he and Denzel sexually abused her at a freak-off. So she's saying that Denzel was one of the guys, right? Denzel Washington allegedly stormed out of Diddy party yelling, "You don't respect anyone." So anyway, you got a couple more. You can write them down. Ecclesiasticus 36 and 19. A letter of Jeremiah 1 verse 44. Ecclesiasticus 34 and 1. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 34 and 1. Then you got Ecclesiasticus 26 and 5. Then I'm going to close. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong. The hopes of man void of understanding are vain and false and false. And dreams lift up fools. This guy, we used to call him the dreamer, Nate, because I had a dream about this, and I had a dream about that, and I had another dream that this is going to happen. I had a dream about this. This dude was known for having all kinds of dreams. And most of them dreams didn't even come to pass. Oh, he did have a dream. Some of them probably came to pass, but he did have a dream at 126, House of David, right in front, right outside the school. It was myself, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ricard. And he said he had a dream that he lost the oil. And we all knew about the oil, Matthew 25. And he said at the end of the dream, he got the oil back. So you better hope that dream come true, you know? And you are going to have to humble yourself. If you want to elect, the Most High he going to do something to you to humble you, because you're not humble right now, and you do not have the oil right now. Constantly changing things. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom, on to the next shalom.